Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome to some more Carpe Diem Reboot, and we are rebooting! Basically entering the next day. In some way or another, I guess I've gotten used to the brightness of my room these last few mornings. I must admit. Sorry, contrary to how I felt in the past, it really is nice waking up to warm sunlight. In fact, it's so nice that I may have even stopped hating the idea of waking up early. Wouldn't go that far. But today, that may have changed. What the hell? I opened my eyes to something horrific. I standing in the corner of the room, bleeding. Her t-shirt is stained with crimson blotches, vertically positions on both her clothing and the floor. She stares at me in a disturbingly complacent manner. I am too shocked to get a grip on the situation. Instead of trying to piece it together, I call out her. What's going on? She simply stares back without saying a word before turning and darting to the bathroom. In a fit of panic, I spring from my bed and follow her in.
Well, I can't say that was how I planned on starting my morning.
That was absolutely terrifying. I've never seen a nosebleed that bad before. Are you sure that's all that happened?
Yes, I'm sure. For the millionth time, I just fell out of bed. That's all. Nothing less, nothing more.
Either way, you nearly gave me a heart attack. Why the hell would you think that just staring back at me was an acceptable action in that situation? That was like a scene from some high-budget horror movie.
I'm sorry. I was just confused. I've never had to deal with blood before.
Maybe we should invest in a seatbelt or something to strap you down so you can't fall out of bed anymore.
Oh, I didn't know you were into that kind of stuff, Jung.
Shut up!
So what time are you meeting up with Toshi?
Not sure, probably sometime in the afternoon.
Cool! That gives us time to hang out with Yume!
How did I know you were going to say that? Things like this have become inevitable. Refusing I never worked, so I just give in most of the time. And just like that, we get dressed and head outside. The bright light from the sun doesn't bother me the way it used to. Just like when I'm waking up, the rays actually make me feel a little bit, don't know, comfortable. Pair this with the gentle breeze of the wind and you actually have an interesting combination of feelings. I think I'm beginning to understand what people mean when they say it's such a lovely day. Even with how nice it is outside, I'm having a hard time forgetting about the scene from this morning. Nosebleeds and head visuals in jar aren't really things I was expecting to see from Ai. At least not in the first week as a human. I guess it makes sense though, considering her body is modeled after a real. Wait! Since Ai's body is a complete replica of a human female, does that mean she... Oh no! A dark cloud suddenly seemed looming over the horizon. I know what he's talking about. We eventually arrived at the bakery. I don't think that I told Yume we planned on hanging out here this morning, but I think it's safe to assume that she knew we were coming. After tending to a few customers, Yume sits down at our table and joins us for breakfast.
So, what are you guys up to today?
Just hanging out for now. We're going to a friend's house later, so I needed to get my daily dose of Yume in now before it's too late.
Aw, you flatter me. What friend are you hanging out with later?
Just some guy. Apparently, Jung is going to help him program a robot.
Really?
Nothing good, he just does know how to code very well. Figured I could help him out.
Do you want to come, Yume?
What? What?
Sure, I'd love to.
Wait, you can't just invite people over to someone else's house without letting them know first.
It's fine. He needs a programmer and the three of us are the best ones around. I doubt he would complain about something like that.
I'll help as much as I can. I'm sorry, Jung, but there is no way I could possibly turn down something like this.
Guess I'm not going then. Right, you might have never worked on a robot before, but is it really okay to bring her along? We spent the rest of breakfast chatting about random things. I'm still waiting for a good opportunity to approach Yume about Ai's situation. Yume eventually gets up to go help a customer and Ai says it's the opportunity to visit the restroom.
BRB.
Here's my chance! As soon as Ai disappears around the corner, Yume comes back to the table and sits down. Hey. So I wanted to ask you about something a bit out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
It's about Ai.
I see. What about her?
Well, her body is a perfect replica of an actual human female.
And
And I was just wondering if you could ask her about that thing.
that thing.
You know, that monthly girly thing.
Ah, you haven't talked to her about it?
How the hell am I supposed to do that? Can't you feel this one? I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
I guess you're right. Sure, I don't mind. Good call, by the way. Totally forgot that was even a thing that was going to happen.
Me too, until she went and bled all over my apartment this morning.
Wait, what? What happened?
I think she fell out of bed and hit her nose on the floor or something. I just woke up and saw her dripping blood all over the place.
You'd think robots would have a failsafe for something like that, wouldn't you? Either way, there's definitely a lot I don't understand about Ai's body. When was it made again?
Well, she started working on it about a week ago, so not long.
Let's assume that her bodily functions started fresh at that time. That would mean her cycle would normally be another couple weeks or so. But it's not like there's a set date or anything. All girls' bodies are different and...
Please, stop!
Oh, you're no fun. Why don't I just go ask her right now while she's in the bathroom?
Yeah, good idea. Yume gets up to go meet Ai. After some minutes, they come back to the table. Ai is noticeably different than she was a few minutes ago. She seems unusually quiet and mousy. Yume just smiles at me. What the hell did she do?
So, we might need to go shopping soon.
That's all she has to say for me to figure out what happened. Guess I really wasn't fully aware of the female body's mysterious upon coming into this world. Hopefully Yume was right about the whole couple weeks thing and that big problem stays out of my hands for the rest of forever. As soon as normal conversation starts back up, I slowly starts reverting back to her cheerful, noisy self. Eventually I decide to text Toshi about heading over. He'll sit with Yume coming over as well. That being said, Yume goes up to her parents before we leave and informs them of where she will be headed. After we clean up our table, we leave the bakery. His house is a bit further from the bakery than my apartment. He lives on the outskirts of town, far away from any convenience stores or amenities. As much as I love walking, I definitely would not want to live this far away from everything. For due to his line of work, it makes sense that he would choose a neighborhood where he won't disturb anyone. Upon our arrival, Toshi greets us and lets us into his workshop. It smells like rust and scrap metal. I can't really say I'm a fan.
Sorry for the mess. I was just finishing something.
Whoa! This place is neat.
Glad you like it.
Is that engine we're hearing? I think that's some kind of engine.
Oh, this is Yume, by the way. She's almost as good a programmer as Jung.
Hey, Yume. Name's Toshi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Toshi. Jung told me about what you guys were doing today, and I may have freaked out a little. Robots have always been so fascinating to me.
Cool.
Well, you've definitely come to the right place then. I'm just glad I have two competent programmers to help me code this.
Make that 3.
Yume is smart enough to help you with your project.
Is that so?
Just tell me what you need done.
Wow, you really are into this, aren't you? I'll show you what I need done in a second. Ai, Jung, do you guys want some snacks or something while we're working?
No thanks. We actually just ate before coming here. do you have any spare materials laying around? I kind of want to try mimicking what you guys are doing.
You can use pretty much anything you find scattered around the workshop. Feel free to just grab whatever. Say, you guys up for a little competition? Maybe see who can make a robot the fastest?
That's probably an impossible task for us, but let's give it our best.
Toshi, Older of Ice Origin, takes that as a joke and plays look.
Alright, Young, you're on my team. Let's smash those two posers. I will never live this down if we don't.
I's just as determined as always. I know the girl, despite having absolutely no intention of helping whatsoever. As long as I keep her occupied and entertained, she won't notice that she's doing everything. All I need to do is say something interesting every now and then. Piece of cake. Tosh gives us work suits to get changed. After the tables and tools are all set up, the competition kicks off. Look at that determination on her face. I love it. Tosh shows off his complete work to Yume, who is visibly impressed. From here it looks relatively small, probably about knee high. It has a helmet-like head and bulky body, big round rolls, joints, and everything else that robots typically require, I guess. It's the kind of design you'd see in the classic mech movies. He even integrated a microcontroller. Inside that they can connect to a laptop and program. It's definitely well made, but I don't think I'd go as far as calling it original. They discuss a few features and functions they want to add to the robot at a later date. From what I can tell, most of them seem to be related to AI programming. Toshi mentions things like computer vision, language processing, and other big topics in the tech world. Yume is awestruck by the entire situation. It's clear that Toshi is definitely looking to make something groundbreaking, but of course things like that take time and this competition will be ending soon. On the side of things, I seem completely disinterested in what the other two are doing. She has all of her tools and materials out, but it doesn't look like she has an idea of what she actually wants to make with them. If she's really trying to have a showdown with Toshi and Yume, she's going to have to get the ball rolling soon. Even if she doesn't fully replicate another human body, she might be able to recreate some of the gadgets she threw away. It looks like I might finally have at least somewhat of a chance to figure out how she made her own body. A few minutes later, Toshi's robot starts to move. It's a bit stiff, but it can perform some normal functions as far as I can tell. After teaching Toshi a few basic codes, Yume works on creating several complicated algorithms that will allow the robot to process images and sound thanks to the internal microphone and CMOS sensors. While I'm confident my ability to do this as well, I'm still amazed by Yume's speed. In fact, she might even be faster than me. Meanwhile, Ai has been playing around with a few metal pipes, wires, and electrical tape. She managed to connect two of the pipes with a ball joint in the middle, probably some kind of arm or leg. I'm reminded of the mechanical arm she used way back when to perform tasks like this, and they decided to pay close attention, at least for now. 4 hours pass and both teams are ready to show off their work. Even though my job wasn't anything more than providing more support for I can't help but feel a little proud. Team Toshi's robot is able to perform a few basic actions like walking and grabbing. It seems like human and voice recognition and optics as well, considering the robot is able to detect where it is in order to get around safely. It's not a groundbreaking product by enemies, but it's still amazing that they managed to make something like this within the short time they were given. It's apparent that Toshi has learned a lot from them, which I guess was the purpose of the visit in the first place. The two of them make a surprisingly good team. Yeah, it turned out great, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm really proud of it.
I'll be a much bigger help next time, I swear. I learned a lot today.
What are you talking about? You were great! I couldn't have done it without you.
I add a few finishing touches to our robot.
Hey, check out mine now.
It's definitely a thing. Team Ai's robot has a dark rounded object the size of a tennis ball in between two long metal pipes extended on an angle. No comment. What is this supposed to be? A boomerang?
No, it's a running robot.
I see. What does it do?
It runs.
Impressive. She places the robot down with its metal pipes touching the floor. With a flick of the switch, it throws one of the pipes around it until it touches the other side, executing the same action over and over again. I don't know if running is the right word to describe this performance. It seems more like one of those toys with the rings that you would put on the stairs and they would kind of just slowly traverse down them. Just as it's about to hit the wall, the robot stops for a fraction of a second and starts heading the opposite direction. I guess I installed some kind of sensors inside the ball joint that allowed for distance detection or something. She attempts to grab the roundabout to turn it off, but it registers her hand as an obstacle and starts running away.
Ah, no, wait, I'm not a wall.
The robot continues to sprint around the robot while the four of us frantically try to catch up to it. Eventually Toshi is able to sneak up on it and turn it off. Never turn that thing on again.
Fine.
Why would you even make that? What happened to wanting to beat them?
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, I did beat them. In a race.
Toshi and Human burst into laughter.
Well, it's definitely better than what we did.
I agree. It's simple, yet complex at the same time. Creating something like that completely slipped my mind. I is the winner, hands down. So, how did you do it? Infrared sensor and photo transistors?
Hold on, are you really admitting defeat on that to that thing?
That's exactly how I did it. Cool, right?
Super cool. I can't believe you programmed it with just circuits alone. That's insane. I'm very impressed. You really have a knack for this, don't you?
She really does. Great job, Ai.
Okay, so it really just runs, that's all it does. We spend the next few minutes playing around with the two robots, exchanging ideas and fooling around in general. But with Toshi's robot finished, our job here is done and it's time for us to go.
Hey, Toshi, can I grab a drink before I go? All of this robot stuff makes me thirsty.
Yeah, sure. There's some water in the fridge. Help yourself.
I'll come with you.
I and Huma head inside the main house, leaving Toshi and I alone in the workshop.
Oh, before I forget, thank you for coming today. You were a huge help.
Huh? You should really thank Huma, I kind of just watched.
But if it weren't for you, she never would have come. I too.
Yeah, even if her robot was a bit underwhelming.
I don't think so. And honestly, it would probably sell better than mine and Yume's.
You think so?
Of course. It's fun, isn't it?
I guess you'd make a cool cat toy or something. Your robot has so much more potential for just a few improvements and it could be phenomenal.
Thanks, man. I'll definitely try. I'm pretty satisfied with what I already have, though, to tell you the truth. It's not like I'm trying to make a business out of it or anything. It's just a fun little project I wanted to do on the side. I was actually starting to worry that I might be losing interest in it, but you guys changed that. I had a lot of fun today. And thanks to all of you, I know that I need to see this through to the end.
Well, if you need help in the future, just let me know.
Agreed.
They come back to the workshop.
And if I ever want to make another robot, I'll let you know.
I'll be here.
And hopefully the next robot I decides to make is one we can actually catch.
Aw, where's the fun in that?
Anyway, we need to get going. See you next time, man.
Yeah. Take care, you three. Thanks for your help.
We leave Toshi's place with Ai still clinging to her robot.
You really like that thing, don't you?
Heck yes, I like it. If I didn't like my own creations, who would?
That's actually a pretty nice attitude. Did you hear that, Jung?
Huh? Nope, I promised myself I would no longer be involved with that sorry excuse of a robot.
Oh, lighten up. So, what's the next thing you're planning on making, Ai?
Don't know. I'm thinking of doing something similar to this one. But instead of running, it will walk. Kind of like a spider.
I think I might actually have to kill you if you carry through with that. Can't you make something cute instead?
Spiders are cute! It would act like a real one as well, and like, do spider stuff or something.
That does it. Consider this friendship over.
What? Why?
How about you, man? Thinking of making your old robot now?
I am pretty interested, to tell you the truth. But I still have a long way to go in terms of automation and whatnot. So I guess you'll just have to wait and see.
What you did with Toshi's robot's really cool. If you keep up this pace, you might even be able to make something that passes the Turing test.
Maybe. But not the Chinese room.
You shouldn't worry about that. If it works, it works.
Wait, Chinese room? What's that?
I honestly have no clue as well. Jung and I glance over at Ai, not really knowing where to start. I am surprised she hasn't already heard of the experiment.
Let's see. The Chinese room was an argument proposed by an American philosopher to challenge our understanding of strong artificial intelligence. Its argument clashes with the Turing test in a variety of ways.
Yeah, I know about the Turing test, but I'm still not getting this whole Chinese room thing.
Well, to simplify it, imagine a room filled with Chinese writings and art, but the person inside does not understand Chinese.
Uh-huh.
In theory, that person could study those Chinese symbols and manipulate what they learned and even attempt to write in the language itself. So technically, that person wouldn't exactly understand the language, but they might be able to convince others they do.
Cool.
I think I get the gist of it. But how does that correlate to your robot?
Because even if I took the robot I made with Toshi, the most I would be able to do is have it imitate a person's action and speech. It wouldn't actually be an intelligent being.
Don't sweat it. What you already have is a great foundation regardless.
Yeah, I'm sure you can do it, Yume.
Thanks, guys. I'll try.
Toshi can do it too.
Oh, by the way, what time are we meeting up tomorrow?
We're meeting up tomorrow?
Around 11, I guess.
What is tomorrow? Why is this happening?
The beach.
Right. I was completely disinterested, so I wound up forgetting. My bad.
Isn't that the case for pretty much everything Ai wants to do, though?
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assumption. We're back at the apartment and part ways with Yume. The room seems unusually quiet when we step inside. I'm hungry. Do you want something to eat?
Yes, please. I'm starving.
Hey, what's the point in stockpiling all of this food if we're just going to keep leaving the house every day? Ai ignores me and trots over to computer. I guess she's going to work on some project or something while I get dinner ready. She doesn't look upset or anything, but she seems quiet. So much so that I'm having a hard time seeing her as herself. Maybe something is bugging her. I continue to observe her while I prepare the food for us. There are some ingredients from the night before I left out, so instead of putting those away immediately, I salvage what I can. As much as I want to ask Ai what's going on, I'm having a hard time breaking the ice. I wonder why. I guess if it's really important, she'll just open up to me later. I bring the food out to the table and set up a couple plates and silverware. Dinner's ready, Ai! I move from the computer chair to the floor and begin to dig in. The room remains silent. The only sounds that can be heard are the buzzing of the computer and the clinking of silverware. And you start a conversation or something? So, doing projects tonight? She nods. We should probably start packing for tomorrow. Are you excited? I know you always want to go to the beach. She nods. It's crazy working. I give up on trying to make conversation and finish thing. I want to get Ai back to her normal self, but I just don't know what to do. She finally starts to speak as soon as I stand up.
Do you think I'm fake?
Huh? What? I act like I understand what she means, but I do. I understand completely. I want to know whether I consider her a real human being or not, and to be frank, I don't think I do. Obviously, I can't just come out and say that for. What do you mean? She hugs her knees as if she's trying to defend herself from what I might say.
Do you think I'm just imitating you right now? That I'm not really an intelligent being and I'm just acting like one?
Okay, that's not the case, definitely. Is this about the Chinese room thing?
It's true though, right? I'm programmed to learn, but all of that's just an algorithm. None of it is real. I just imitate what's around me. What you say, what you think, what you feel, none of it is real.
She stares straight into my eyes as if one wrong word from me will snap her in half. I don't know. This has been bugging for a while too. Am I actually responsible for the creation of another intelligent being? Or did I simply create an algorithm so advanced that I gave up on trying to solve it under the guise of it being intelligent? Science would dictate that the latter is true, but there's something about you that makes it hard to see it that way. Unsatisfied with my answer, she closed her head between her legs. Listen, it doesn't matter what I think.
Of course it does.
Even though her voice sounds so quiet and so broken, it reverberates off all four walls in the room. If you want to get technical, everything children do is a direct imitation of other human beings. Without people to learn from, they just exist. You're no different from that. Imitation is a sign of intelligence, and in other words, it's a sign of life. That's why I told Human not to worry about the Chinese room. I remained silent despite my efforts to quell her unease. Look, even humans sometimes think that everything is fake. All of us question our existence at one point. I'm no exception. What if everything I've experienced up until now had just been a dream? Maybe we're just lying to ourselves and this is all one big fantasy. And maybe one day we'll wake up and we'll all be someone else. No one knows what being human really is, the same way no one knows what life really is. But one day, a man stood up and said that just being able to think is proof enough that you exist. That's applicable to you too. If your existence is enough to prove that you're real, I don't know what else is. I nods. Her head is still trapped between her legs, so I can't make out how she feels right now, but I felt like my answer was somehow able to calm her. This is a hard topic to discuss. I doubt anyone in the world would be able to tell her what she really wanted to hear. Are you okay now?
Yeah, I think so.
If you think you're alive, then live your life. Don't let me or anyone else tell you otherwise. You're going to waste away what little time you have if you spend all of it worrying. And if you ever feel sad or confused again, don't hesitate to talk to me. She slowly removes her head from its resting place between her knees and smiles.
Who told you I'm sad?
Come on, don't lie to yourself. You were basically crying just a few seconds ago. I think I couldn't really see your face.
Who, me? No, sir. I was just thinking. That's all.
Well, whatever. Start packing for tomorrow and get some rest. It's going to be a long day.
Sure, just let me finish a few things.
I goes back to working on her projects while I clear off the table and do the dishes. She still seems busy when I'm done tidying the place up, so I turn off the lights and head to sleep. Guess we are having a longer episode. The apartment is empty and quiet when I finally wake up. The only noise I'm able to make out is the chirping of birds through the crack underneath the door. Hi, are you home? I get out to take a look around, but I don't see Ai anywhere. I guess she could be with you, man. I decided to give her a call.
Good morning. About time you woke up.
Hey, where are you right now?
The market, but we're coming back soon. I forgot to buy a swimsuit for today, and you may help me pick one out.
Swimsuit. One of the most sacred words. Okay, you should have left me a message or something.
I thought about it, but I figured we'd be back before you woke up. It's not like you wake up at a reasonable hour.
You're right. See you soon then, I guess.
Okay. Ciao.
Ciao. As soon as I put the phone down, it rings again. Hello?
I almost forgot. Are you able to cook breakfast? Yume and I need food.
Sure, I'll see what I have here. It's just you two, right? No strangers this time.
No strangers. Hey, wait. I don't always just pick up random people.
See, the phone rings again. For the last time, what do you...
Hello, Jung.
Seiji, sorry, I thought you were...
I?
What? How did you?
You can't hide it forever, Jung. I know.
I wasn't hiding anything. The project is still going. I just want to test a few things out.
Well, you need to include these tests in your reports, or I'm going to have to assume you're hiding something. Materializing the program is not a minor issue. This is a red flag in more ways than you can imagine, Jung. Wake up.
Running out of excuses, I remain silent. Seiji doesn't hang up. I guess he's waiting for an answer.
There's no time to talk about this. You know what needs to be done, and only you can do it.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to wait for your next report.
Wait, who told you?
What?
Who told you about this? How did you find out?
No one needs to tell me anything, Jung. That's the greatest part about working for the government. We know everything.
No, please, I need to know. How did you find out about it? Or at least tell me when. It's not his obligation to respond to this, but Seiji and I have known each other for quite a long time now. Despite how he can sound at times, Seiji is surprisingly soft for a government agent. He can be pretty bossy from time to time, but I don't think he'd ever keep me in the dark about anything. I need to take advantage of that and clear up my concerns. The only person I've told is Yume, and she wouldn't, would she? No, it's not possible. She's Ai's best friend. I just need this one piece of reassurance and everything will work out. It has to.
Telling you how or when will change nothing.
Seiji, this is important to me. He sighs.
I'm not an idiot, Jung. I can tell from your reports when something is up. How long have we known each other now? I'd say it's been long enough that I don't have to physically show up at your home just to see what you've been doing lately. No one knows about this project apart from you and me, and I want to make sure things remain that way.
And I wanted to make sure you're not bugging my house.
I'm not, but I might have to if you keep this up. You're putting both of us in danger.
Well, that was my intention, like I said. I'm just asking if you think it will be in the next report.
Very well. I trust you'll make good on your word.
This is bad. How did Seiji find out? How would anyone find out? Calming myself down is going to work. Caught in a fit of panic, I start speaking to myself and pacing around the room. It's okay, I have this under control. Everything is perfectly normal, it's just a test. It's good that Seiji thinks I have some kind of master key to shut Ai down. I doubt they'll make a move for me right away or anything. I'm almost positive that Yume didn't rat us out, but they need to keep a close eye on Ai to make sure she doesn't tip off anyone else. Everything we do from this point on needs to be calculated. A single mistake could be fatal. Oh crap. Breakfast, I totally forgot.
Hola, amigo!
Good morning, Jung.
Guys, sorry, I haven't started cooking yet.
You had one job.
There was something I had to take care of.
One job!
Since when do you have anything to take care of?
Since this morning, I guess.
One job!
Yeah, I get it. I'll make breakfast now. Give me a break. I throw something there as quick as I can and quickly throw everything together on the table. I haven't noticed the sack boxes and bags I and Yume dragged in. Either they were doing a lot more than just buying swimsuits, or fashion has somehow changed and there are now 1,000-piece suits instead of just normal 1, 2, and 3s. Freeze. There is a 3-piece swimsuit? What? How did I not know about that? 3-piece swimsuit. Is there really something like that? Alright, how does it work? Which one is it? Alright, I call bullshit because there is no such thing. Ah, screw it. Whatever. Girls are complicated, so I feel like this is an actual thing that could happen. After breakfast and some milk chatter, Crumb pulls up out front and we head outside.
Morning, kids. Ready to hit the Whoa. What's with all the bags?
Don't ask me, man. Really is an understatement.
Yo, Crump! And hello to you too, Eris.
The puppy on Crumb's shoulder greets her back with a bark.
Well, she's certainly as cute as ever.
Considering this is Yume speaking, I'm sure of whether she's talking about the dog or I. After we're all belted in, Crumb speeds away and we begin our voyage to the beach. and we ask which beach we're going to. There are a surprising amount of them around here. In fact, I have the problems with the sounds again. Might need new headphones or something. Let's see if the earphones will work properly. Because this is getting problematic if I can't hear a thing. Or it's not the headphones in the end. Something is definitely not right. That is problematic, but whatever. Let's give it a shot like that. Even with the earphones it would be weirder. But whatever. Alright. It didn't take long for us to arrive at the beach, but that's when it hit me. We're on the other side of Reaper's Peak, the cliffside I normally visit to fend off boredom. I haven't been here lately, but that's mostly due to the fact that I keep pretty occupied most of the time. Maybe I can find some time to sneak up there before we head back.
Jung, look! It's the ocean!
She screams at the top of the lungs, getting everyone's attention. Yes, hi, that is an ocean.
Jung, it's right there. Do you see it?
And you may play along with her, great.
Wow. I haven't been here in years. It's actually pretty nostalgic.
Alright, guys and gals. Well, one guy, two guys. Screw it. Let's go get dressed.
We head to the nearest restroom to get changed. Despite having brought 2 pairs of swim trunks, I'm going to try avoiding the water altogether. I'm only here because I forced me to come. I don't even like the beach. I finish changing and head outside, only to find Crump standing right in front of me.
Yo, kid!
Hey, what's up? Crump eyes me up and down. It's making me uncomfortable.
Never noticed it before, but you're fairly well built for a shut-in.
Thank you. I think you're not so bad yourself. Maybe.
Got that right. I work out whenever I get the chance to.
I wouldn't say that's true, but okay.
Keeping this old machine oiled, know what I mean?
Kind of. Is having a pee on your shoulder part of your exercise?
Nah, she just likes it there. Thinks she can see the world or something, I guess. Plus, it's easier to take care of her up there than it would be if she was running around all over the place.
True that.
Her name's Eris, by the way. Don't think I introduced you to.
Well, I realized already what's the name. Hello, Aries. The puppy barks and wags her tail.
Whoa! Seems pretty fond of you already.
That's different. I'm not that great with animals, particularly dogs.
Eris ain't your normal dog. You two will be fine.
I reach out and pet Aries on the head, to which she happily complies. It's strange how such trivial actions can still bring a smile to one's face.
Ain't she cute?
Surprisingly, yeah.
But don't let that appearance fool you. She can do everything that the big dogs can do. It's amazing how many tricks she's learned from strangers I've come across. If it were up to Eris, she'd be pals with pretty much everyone in town.
Anyone seeing the similarity? Sounds like someone I know.
Oh yeah? What? Got a daughter or something? Seem too young for that.
I wouldn't exactly call her a daughter.
Ha! I'd love to have a kid. Raising one sounds great, you know?
No, it doesn't. Knows me, it sounds like a pain.
Why's that?
I don't know, it just seems like it would be too much to worry about. I've got enough on my plate already.
You worry a lot, kid.
Don't you?
I guess just as much as anyone. But the way I look at kids is different. You can't control a living thing. Well, you can, but you shouldn't, right? That ain't what raising a kid's all about. Let them figure out their own path.
But what if it's a bad path?
Ain't no path a bad path if it's the one that you choose. That's where parenthood comes in. It's not about telling the kid what to do, but how you influence their decisions and their values.
Nice. Surprisingly, Crumb sounds like he would make a pretty good father. I guess you're right.
Kids are going to learn things eventually, both good and bad, and you can't do anything about it.
Unfortunately, sometimes.
What you can do is make sure that they know how to handle themselves when the time comes to be a man. Or a woman. Whatever.
Human being. Well, one thing's for sure, I would definitely not be as good of a parent as you.
Ha! Got that right. Not like I have a kid, though.
The more I listen to Crumb's opinions on parenting, the more speechless I become. I can't remember how we got to this point in conversation, but I feel like I learned a lot from him.
Ah, here they come.
I in a swimsuit, nice. I and the human emerge from the restroom and make their way towards us.
So what should we do first? Swim? Build a sandcastle? Do that thing where we put a blindfold and murder a watermelon? Yume, name more beach stuff. I'm in unfamiliar environment here.
Does it really count as murder if it's a watermelon?
We don't even have a watermelon, nor do I want to be charged with killing one.
How about some beach volleyball? Look, I got the ball and everything.
You are suspiciously prepared for this.
Oh, beach volleyball. I'm in.
Count me in, too.
Also, she really does like spiders. First on the t-shirt, now the necklace. I quietly set up an umbrella and lay out a blanket.
And what do you think you're doing?
Sitting down?
Oh no, you're not.
Okay. Crumb yanks me off the ground. Is this actually happening?
Come on, Jung. No one goes to the beach to just sit around.
You'd be surprised how many people do that.
Yeah, listen to Yume. It's beach volleyball, Young. Beach volleyball.
On the other hand, I understand why one would want to sit down while two girls are enjoying playing beach volleyball. Right? Bet you get my drift. I should break it down into fragments.
Okay, first things first, we need to warm up. Can't be playing sports without stretching, you know?
That's true. That's not stretching. This is not how I intended on spending my day, but it looks like I am left with no choice. Turning down Ai is hard enough as it is. There is no way I can refuse all three of them. There is no way this is going to end well for me. We let Crumb lead us through stretching since none of us really know the correct way to do this. Despite how long it's been since I've done something this active, I'm not really all that stiff. Maybe it's from all the walking we've been doing lately? I look over to Ai. Out of the four of us, it seems like she is taking stretching the most seriously. Her movements are as sharp as a soldier's. Yume is noticing the same thing as me, as she appears to be holding back laughter. Meanwhile, Crumb is just trying to figure out a way to balance Iris on his shoulder and stretch at the same time. The warm-up finishes and we get ready to start. To keep the match balance, we decide on splitting the groups up. Ai, who has never played beach volleyball before, partners with Crumb, who is undoubtedly going to be the best out of us four. This leaves Jung and Ai to be an incredibly average combination of players with no particular skill set to help us win. The other team even has a cheerleader, and just when I was beginning to like Iris, Ai's given the chance to serve first, and she misses. But since it's her first time, we agree on letting her serve until she gets it over the net. Jung and I decide to take it easy. There is no way we are going to win against Crumb, so not overexerting ourselves seems like the best bet. The other side doesn't seem to realize this, and continues to give it their all despite our little resistance. Somehow or another, we wind up scoring few points. Maybe Jung and I aren't as bad as we thought. But just expected, I has finally figured out how to play and is slowly but surely becoming a force to be reckoned with. Jung and I exchange a glance, acknowledging this inevitable turn of events. After a few more rounds, our opponents have a dominating lead. This whole thing, with Ai picking up skills in 0 minutes, is getting pretty annoying. It's like she's able to cram years of hard work into just a moment. Somewhere along the line, we must have started playing seriously as Yuma leaps in the air and spikes the ball down in front of Crump. What started as a fun, friendly game becomes a heated battle between two teams refusing to lose. That's some, you know, Emiya stuff now. The anime. There was like the episode, right? With Pitfall. After under a few minutes, the resistance of the sun becomes too much for you and me, and we start falling apart. Ai slips in defensive formation and provides several great setups for Crump. She's even able to spike it herself a few times, and they are the impressive spikes that in the end, it's Carpe Diem that come out on top.
Jeez, Ai. Is there anything you can't do?
Yeah, kid. You're surprisingly good at this. You started out slow, so I thought I'd have to carry the team. Prove me wrong. I'll tell you that.
What can I say? I'm a quick learner. What surprised me, though, was how Jung actually tried to do something for once.
And by the time they turn to look me, I'm face down under the parasol. I can go on. I think this might be the end. I'm dead.
You did well for a shut-in, Jung.
Thank you, I think. I'm not exactly sure if that was a compliment or not.
So, what should we do next?
Could always go for a swim. Maybe make a few friends.
Hey.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey. I'm going to pass in to catch my breath for the rest of the day.
I think I'm going to stay with Jung. I need a breather as well.
Oh, come on, you guys.
Yeah! Build up some stamina, would ya?
Ugh. Let's go hit on some babes, Crump.
Huh?
Do you think she knows what that means?
No, probably not. I and Crump disappear from our side, leaving me alone with Yuma. Yuma catches me looking in the direction they went off to.
So, are you jealous?
Yes. Jealous of what?
You know, I being out with another guy.
Obviously! Oh, please.
Come on. You're at least a little worried, aren't you?
That's not what I call little! Why would I even be worried?
I don't know. Crump's personality probably seems a little bit strong to you, right?
No! Well, he definitely says what's on his mind, I'll give him that much.
So it's fine.
Yeah, she'll learn things eventually, both good and bad, and I can't do anything about that.
You sound like an old man.
Just something I heard from a friend.
I knew that seemed too philosophical to be a Jung thought.
Ouch. And I think that was a very accurate representation of a human insult.
I guess we know each other pretty well, huh?
This seems different than usual. It's like you and I are good friends and not just mutual pals of ice.
I'm going to buy a drink. Want me to get you something as well?
Yeah, water would be great, thanks.
One water, coming right up.
Human gets up and walks away. I can finally relax. Not having the energy to move even an inch, I close my eyes and listen to the gentle sound of the waves. This refreshing summer atmosphere is something I haven't felt in a long time, almost too long. The past few years I've wasted away playing video games in my room during the summer. Part of me started to regret that. Just as I'm about to fall asleep, I feel something extremely cold on my shoulder. Huh!
Did you know that ice-cold water can bring back the dead in certain situations?
I'm not dead yet, and I don't think that's true.
You look dead to me.
Yuma hands me the bottle of water and I take a sip. It's almost too refreshing. You know, maybe I was dead.
I knew it.
My exhaustion sneaks away and I sit up straight. Are you not going to swim? I and Crump are probably having tons of fun right now. Don't feel obligated to stay with me or anything.
I'm not in the mood to swim right now. Maybe later.
Were you the one telling me that no one comes to beach just to sit around?
Hey, we met our exciting things quota with that game of volleyball earlier. We have earned the right to sit.
I agree. If only we had as much energy as I. That girl is insane.
Tell me about it. But that's what makes her so lovable, you know?
Mm-hmm. Lovely. I think annoying's a better word. It's lovable.
Oh, stop. We both know that isn't true.
The conversation ends there as Jung and Ai stare out the sea, letting the sound of the ocean fill the silence. After some minutes pass, Crump returns. I probably sent him to come get us.
Yo!
What's up, Crump?
Just wondering if you two have seen Ai around here.
Say what? Ai? Wasn't she with you?
She was! We were hitting on babes near the pier, but before I knew it, I turned around, she was gone. Figured she went back with you guys.
Wait, for real? Why weren't you keeping an eye on her? What if she gets lost?
Whoa! Sorry, kid. I'm sure she's fine.
Fine, she can't even swim. What if she drowns?
Hey, calm down, Jung.
I don't think she's the type to just drown. We went in the water before, and she seemed fine. Relax, kid.
I think I'm with Crump on this one. I doubt I would just waltz into the ocean not knowing how to swim. She's smarter than that, Jung.
I guess you're right.
Maybe something caught her attention. Do you want to go look for her?
I'll go check near the pier again. Let's meet here in an hour.
Crump jogs off in the same direction he went with I earlier.
Have you calmed down yet?
No. Calm down. I'm always calm.
You were in a state of panic less than a minute ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So what do you want to do?
Search together. Split up. How do I go to the next page? Or is there no next page? Let's overwrite here. Yeah, for I'm not sure if that's the correct. Whatever. I think splitting up would make more sense, so let's go with that. Let's split up, we can cover more ground that way.
Good idea. I'll head this way.
I mean, if there was danger for us, I guess not splitting up would make sense. Or splitting into small groups, but that would require more than 3 people. More or less. But because there is no danger, we can split up, right? Besides, both of them probably know the area already. They live in the city for some time. I take off in the opposite direction of Human. The way I'm headed is only slightly different from Crump's path, but there are only so many directions you can go in. And I doubt Ai is in the middle of the ocean, so I wouldn't put it past her. After searching for a few minutes, I find her playing with something in the sand and jog up to her. Ai, what are you doing over here?
Young, look at this!
She points to a hermit crab crawling around in a holy duck. Its bright orange shell probably caught her attention. Are you crazy? We've been looking everywhere for you. You can't just run off like that whenever you want. What if you got lost?
Hey, chill! I'm not going to get lost. More importantly, can I take this little guy home?
Say what? Absolutely not.
What? Why not?
Here's a better question. Why do you want to?
He's cute. I promise I'll take care of him.
That's not the problem. Taking care of hermit crabs isn't as easy as you think. You have to get them food and a sponge and, you know, maybe it really isn't all that hard. Either way, that thing has a life of its own. Leave it where it belongs. She goes quiet and stares at the hermit crab. Maybe I was a little too hard on her?
Where it belongs, huh?
I let out a sigh. I hope she isn't getting all depressed on me again. Listen, you can play with it as long as you want while we're here, but you can't take it home. He'll be happier in the sand anyway. As Ai smiles at me before turning back to a hermit crab and rubbing its shell with her index finger. I take a seat beside her and watch her play. Her movements are gentle, compassionate. Like if she moves too quickly, the crab will get scared and run away. She makes him a fort out of sand and seashells. As soon as the sun begins to set, the crab burrows back into the sand and Ai says her goodbyes. She stands up the moment he disappears from her sight.
I guess we should go meet up with the others now, huh?
We walk back to our meeting spot. Crump shows up at the same time as us. I'm surprised we never bumped into him. Yuma is busy talking to another group of people, presumably her friends.
Hey, you found her!
She was playing with hermit crab.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You scared the hell out of me, kid. Never do that again. I'd feel terrible if anything happened to you.
Don't worry, Crump. It would be my fault, not yours.
Even still, we may not know each other very well, but I'm the one who invited y'all here. I'd have no choice but to blame myself if anything bad happened.
I'm sorry for making you worry, Crump.
I'm just glad you're alright.
Once again, Crump is surprisingly compassionate underneath that tough exterior.
Anyway, my friends want to hang out for a bit before we head home, so I'll let you two do your own thing for now.
Eh?
I'll have my phone with me in case you guys need to reach me.
And where will you keep it exactly?
Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to meet up with a few old friends at some point today, so I'm gonna head off myself. Text me when y'all want to head home. I'll be around.
And just like that, there were two of us. So, what do you want to do?
I don't know. What else is there to do at the beach?
We can kill a watermelon. Huh. Okay, there's a place around here I used to visit pretty often. We could go check it out if you want.
Sure. But if you're luring me to some secret spot where you can take advantage of me, I'm going to call the cops.
I mean, technically that might be such a spot. No, you don't have to worry about that, I think. No matter how tempting that is, I'm not such a person. I and I head for Reaper's Peak. It's a bit of a hike from here, but we should have enough time. We enter the area after making sure there are no guards present. Here it is, Reaper's Peak. It was closed off to the public a few years ago, and after several people killed themselves here.
Wow, romantic.
Yeah. There is more to it than that, though. Take a look around. I stops walking and tilts her head up toward the sky. The view of the stars is remarkable from up here. It is the closest you can get to them for miles. Even someone like me can appreciate it.
You're right. It's beautiful.
Right. I'm glad you understand. I used to sneak in here every morning a few years ago. I've always loved this place. It's so relaxing.
So this is your hideout, huh?
I know if I'd called it a hideout, it's more of a hangout spot. If I'm not at home or the bakery, there's a pretty high chance I'll be here.
I wish you would have brought me here sooner. I love it.
We sit down on the ground together, taking time to appreciate the scenery. I'm surprisingly at ease, which is strange considering how close Ai is to me right now. Our shoulders are practically touching, but she doesn't even seem to notice. I'm kind of upset that we can't spend too much time here tonight, maybe some other time? We should probably start heading back soon, it's getting late.
Yeah, you're right.
We climb down the cliff trail using the light from our phones to make sure we don't fall. As soon as it's safe, I text Trump and Newman to let them know we're ready to go home. When we arrive back at the meeting spot, we grab our things, shower off, and get changed.
You guys have fun today?
So much fun. Can we come back tomorrow?
It's okay.
Oh, stop. You know you had fun too.
Guess we better get a move on, huh? It's been a hell of a day.
You didn't answer her question. Crump leads us back to his car and drives us home. You and I wind up falling asleep on the way back. I spend most of the drive staring out the window, watching the trees and mountains pass by. When we pull up to the apartment, Yuma stays in the car. Crump still needs to drive her home. I and I exit the vehicle and say our goodbyes.
See you next time.
Good night, guys. Text me tomorrow, Ai.
Laters!
Drive safe, you two. Home, sweet home.
Sleep. Now. Need.
Whoa, that is one combination of words. I never thought I'd hear from you. I faceplant onto the bed without even getting changed. This might be the first day in years the computer has gone unused. Seconds, maybe minutes later, both of us fall asleep. Alright, let's end the episode. And we will continue tomorrow. For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.